guys, I'm excited to share with you, and I mentioned at some point the Wayne Gretzky quote where he says, "I don't skate to where the puck is, I skate to where the puck is going to be." And our best way to be able to figure that out as real estate investors is to understand what the market is, where the market is at right now, right? What happened over the course of the last month, over the last 12 months, and use that to figure out where the market is going so that we are using the right strategies given the market that we are facing. So every week we do an update for our forecast, as well as every year we do an update for what the results were in the prior month. So the 2021 final number was 2021, we sold 416,000 units. Sales were up 6.1%. And our sales price was up 18.1% to $372,700, and this is for all of Texas. Yeah, the full year forecast for sales for 2022, that's expected to be up 5%. Some of you guys may say, well, why is it going to be less than what the percent increase as it was last year? I'll go through that. I think many of you guys already know the answer to that. And then I will say, when it comes to the sales prices, it's going to be up at least 20%, probably more, and especially depending on the area. So some areas will do much better than others. So let's look at how, and I'll focus on the bottom part here. So this is the full year sales data for Texas. So last year, again, sales were up 6.1%, average price up 18.1%. And then also want to mention in that top right corner there, pending sales. Pending sales are up versus last year. So as we get ready to close the month of January, so I know it's February 1st today, but all the numbers are not finalized for February yet. What does that mean that we're going to be looking at when we look at the January sales? They're probably going to be higher, right? So that's our closest leading indicator. And then as we look at our full year data in terms of average price, median price, days on market, months of inventory, the total number of closed sales and active listings. So one of the reasons why our sales forecast is only a 5% increase is I can promise you all this, it would be significantly higher. It might be a 15% increase if we had one thing. What is that? It's the inventory. It's quite simply the inventory. We don't have it. In Texas, all of Texas, 1.2 month supply of inventory. Our historical average is probably about a 6-month supply of inventory if you look at it over the last 40 years. So that's why I'm forecasting sales to be up. It's going to be hard for us to reach this number, again, only because of the lack of inventory, not because of the lack of demand. And then when you look at the average sales price, it will be up at least 20%. Again, because we have so many people moving here from other cities, from other states, or from other states, and we just don't have enough inventory to support it. In fact, in 2020, we permitted 160,000 units. In 2021, we permitted 170,000 units. We could have easily permitted another 50,000 units above what we did last year and still be in an inventory shortage, right? So, and based on how they ended the year in terms of 2021, in terms of the building permits, we're not going to see at the rate that we're going, it's not increasing substantially. So we're going to be in this inventory situation for probably many years to come. I'll break down some of the major markets throughout Texas as we go through as well. So I'll focus more on, if you want to get into some of the details, they're above the red line. But if you want to look at the actuals for 2021 and the forecast for 2022, you'll look at the bottom half below the red line. So in San Antonio, the sales were up last year 5%. The average price was up 16%. I'm forecasting for 2022 that, again, the sales will be up, but probably in that 3 to 5% range. And the forecast for average price will be up probably in about a 15 to 18% range, and maybe even significantly more. San Antonio has historically been one of the most affordable markets of the large markets in Texas, right next to Tarrant County, which is Fort Worth. But San Antonio very quickly becoming much more expensive. Now, when you compare San Antonio to Austin, bargains abound, because in Austin, the average price last year was $605,000 in the month of December. That was a big jump. They were up 25% in the month of December. The actuals for 2021 on the left-hand side, sales were only up 2.5%, and one of the hottest markets in the country. Why were the sales only up 2.5%? Because we ended the year on 0.6 months supply of inventory, where our historical 40-year average is closer to about a 6-month supply of inventory. The 2022 forecast, gosh, if we were able to beat last year's sales on a half-month supply of inventory, I'm going to be impressed if we can continue to do it at that rate. So I'm only forecasting about a 2% increase in sales versus 2021. And the forecast for average price, again, I'm expecting it to be at least 25 to 30% increase versus where we were at the same time last year. For those of you investing in the Dallas market, last year, this was the only major market. So the Dallas area, the 54 county North Texas area, includes Dallas, Fort Worth, and all of the cities in between. The sales last year were down 1%, just 1%, but the sales were down, which was a little bit of a shocker. Dallas-Fort Worth is the only major market in Texas that experienced this. I wish I could say it's only because of inventory. It is because of inventory, but you may say, well, Austin has, half the months of inventory as Dallas, and Austin still pulled some magic out. Sometimes we do have a little bit of a price buyer demand mismatch, right? And sometimes when you have that, you can have inventory or more inventory, just not as high as many sales. And I'll also say 2020 was a blowout year for Dallas-Fort Worth. It's probably better to compare Dallas to the 2021 year to 2019. And I'm kind of going from memory here, but I think it was an increase of about 9%. So if it would have been 9%, you got to consider it 5% and it would still be good. So don't think it's over, because it's not over, but just it is important to know the numbers and also understand the why behind it. The forecast for Dallas for 2022, I'm expecting sales will be up in that 1 to 3% range. I think they'll definitely be able to pull that out again as we start to go throughout the year and kind of see Dallas performing on the normal distribution curve. And for the average price, again, up in that 18 to 20+% range. I'm kind of being conservative on the price ranges. I know that they could go higher, but we are expecting some increases in interest rates this year, which I don't think will cause any prices to go down because we don't have inventory. So prices don't necessarily go up or down based on a 1% interest rate change. Prices go up or down depending on whether or not people are moving here and whether or not they have jobs and whether or not they're making babies and having a family. That's what it depends on. So they do say, however, a 1% increase in interest rates will reduce someone's purchasing power by 11%. So it is, it can have an impact. But we have so many people buying at all of the different levels, right, that I don't think we're going to see that. I don't think we'll see a decrease in sales or a decrease in average price, even as we increase the interest rate next year. When I've seen them increase interest rates, I've seen a 1 month slowdown, and then the next month people are they saved another month, or they're just like, well, we better, because the thinking then becomes what? Oh, I better get it before they raise it again, right? So that becomes the thinking as well. For the Houston market did the best in terms of year-to-date sales, partially because Houston market on average throughout the year had more inventory than any of the other markets, and the average price was up 16% year over year. So my forecast for 2022 is that they're going to see that same 7 to 10% increase. They have brought their inventory down to that 1.4 level, which is about what Dallas is at right now, and that price up in the 10 to 15% range. So what's fascinating about Houston is they have more inventory. That's why they had more sales last year. But because they had more sales last year, they didn't see the same huge jump in average price that places like, Austin and Dallas did, right? So kind of understanding those dynamics and how they work is very important. Was that good? Good knowledge, good information for you guys? Yes, yes? All right, fantastic. Okay, good. So guys, we're going to do a little special announcement as we go through. And I want to share with you a little bit about what we're doing for the members of the Real Estate Investor Association now. So historically, through 2019, as part of the Real Estate Investor Association, what we would tell the members of the REIA is, hey, every month come back. We're going to teach you new stuff, and we're going to give you new tribal knowledge. We're going to give you new market updates. We're going to share the strategies that are working right now. And this meeting's about a 3.5 hour long total meeting. So for my left brainers out there, you're probably thinking, wow, at that rate, after somewhere between 1 to 3 years, I'll have enough information that I need to know to be a real estate investor, right? But some other of you guys, especially my impulsive ones, are thinking, well, what? Now's good, so's now, right? So what we've done to satisfy the now in the room, and we've had the last 2 years to rethink what we do, is we've created a 3-day training for the members of the association. That way, instead of coming back once a month to the REIA meeting, no, don't do that. Instead, come to our 3-day training and get everything that you need to know in that 3 days. And that's how we're fulfilling our Real Estate Investor Association membership right now. And what we teach in that class is our investing strategies that work right now in today's market. So we use more than just one, more than just fix and flip, more than just buy and hold, more than just wholesaling. We've got 9 others that we use on a regular basis in our investing because we want to make money every time the phone rings. We have marketing campaigns that are designed to find those off-market deals because those deals, your deals are not on the MLS, right? We have the sales and closing scripts. So I share with you some of my favorite resources for sales and negotiations, right? We've taken that combined with talking to over 1,000 sellers over the last almost 2 decades to create scripts that work given the objections that we get and using all the advanced tools that we have when it comes to selling. We'll also introduce you to several people that can help partner on deals, access funding, etc. And if you guys would like to get registered for this, we invite you to go to texasstarterkit.com, or you can scan the QR code that's on this sheet right now. We're going to ask you a couple of questions as you go through, and we've got a little gift for you guys as well as you answer those questions and get registered for that. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I decided 2 years ago is the world was turning completely upside down is that while we are still wearing masks, and probably about 10 or 15% of the room are still wearing masks, that instead of charging for Real Estate Investor Association membership, we're going to do it for free. Now, hold your applause. It's really no big deal. Okay. So, but this is free for a limited time only. So at some point, none of you guys are going to be wearing masks anymore, I hope. And we're going to get back to the business of charging for the Real Estate Investor Association. So I made a commitment to Phil that this is what we're going to do until we're not wearing masks. And then you guys just keep wearing masks to our meetings, so we keep on doing it for free. This is our schedule if you would like to come and see us either live and in person. So we do a live in classroom with people coming to the live meeting, and then we also do a Zoom simulclass, so you can come and join us online via Zoom. These are the dates that we've got set up for our next meetings. So if you would like to join us in Austin, we've got one set up for March 11th, 12th, and 13th. And if you want to, if you're saying to yourself, well, now is good, right? Now is good, and you want to go to Dallas, guess what? You're welcome to go to Dallas. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 18, 19, 20. Or Houston, February 25th, 26th, 27th. I know some of you guys probably have, like me, have family all over the state and can join that way. So if you would like to come and join us, just click on that QR code, and we'll put up a larger QR code here. See if I can get this going. Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. So you guys can take a picture or pull out your camera and scan it, and then we'll ask you a couple of questions so we know which workshop to get ready for. And guys,